thing doesn't want to stay there. Now what doors we got here? Tommy just let us know that they just got an email about what Pastor Brown was mentioning 2 Sundays ago, about the area of the church going to be blocked off, and the construction workers are going to start working, taking down the entrance way and make the entrance where the telephone pole is. The telephone pole won't be there. Bob Scofield said that that'll be near the entryway. But if later on, if we get the other half of the land, then we can have the new entranceway that way. But Pastor Brown mentioned 2 Sundays ago that the parking lot's going to be all blocked off. We'll have to find, and we'll be guided to a new area of a section to go there. So the way Tommy understands it, he got an email tonight through Good News Baptist Church, and they said we're going to be going the back way of the church, and all the parking lot area in front is going to be blocked off. So Tommy's going to call up and find more about it and find how we're going to work this out, because it's going to be hard for anybody that doesn't know, that don't want to drive at night like this. When the workers were working on the road a couple of weeks ago, we didn't go on Wednesday night, so it was too dark. They didn't have the lines where you could see where you're going. But eventually, once that smoothed out, then we started going on Wednesdays again. But until that time, I'd watch live stream, and then I would explain to him a story what live stream was about. And and Tommy, as far as I know, he just watches Pastor Brown Kids for Truth videos. He doesn't watch any of the church videos for some reason. And he only goes to church. I don't think he goes to Sunday school, but he goes to church. But he stays in the foyer area. But for some reason, Roy and Jeff and Bob didn't see Tommy and Bobby's story. I said, well, they supposed to be in the foyer area? I don't know yet. Maybe they're invisible. I don't know. Because I said they left real early to church to get so they beat the crowd. And Bob said, well, I wouldn't want to be beaten. Yeah, you're playing on words like beaten, like you'd be beat up. Either that or beat us there, like be the first one there. Well, anyway, Bob Scofield likes to play around with words, I know. So does Jeff Hoyt. I think Roy does too. I mean, I do in a different way, but not do at church. One of my sisters would say, behave. I said, well, hey, B, did you hear that? Flying by? They said to behave, and stuff like that. And Harry Blackstone Jr. would say, make this coin appear out of thin air. And someone said, thin air? He said, yeah, but have you ever heard of fat air? Alright, fat air, thin, fat, anyway, play on joke. On Square One TV, public broadcasting system. I need to solve this right now. So basically we are on phase 1. There's 5 phases to get our church done. I'm trying to see what's got more done to start on. Okay, I see this, but Let me see. I probably messed it up so I can't do that. Yeah, I messed it up because I should have found the pattern. Even though that square is there, I made a wrong turn. Okay, I would have solved it. See, I only had part of the top done. I got it all the way around, and let's see. That's right. I gotta check this again. See, that's right. These two gotta fit perfectly. Okay, now do this. These are the patterns from the James G. Norris 5 simple steps from the Rubik's Cube. And the fifth step is where you go outside and yell without shouting that distance that you solved it, and would solve the Rubik's Cube, and then go inside and reward yourself to the refrigerator. Alright, you said you'll find your own patterns to cut the following time. And I did. I found a new method to get to the middle easier. You just helped me find an easier way to do it. And I've used that pattern a lot for the whip it. Now see, the whole thing got done. How did that happen? I'll have to study that. I didn't expect to get done that quick. Anyway, here's the slow motion solve steering rodage. Adding 20 moves away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. While I was doing mind-blown illusion pattern, mind-blown illusion magic pattern like this, you said you could use it for the bag saw, and I was doing this to get underground gear saw, and then all of a sudden, it just, and as I was doing this, I can't remember, I was doing it something like this way, that way, that way. And it's in the back now. So this goes forward and that goes to the back. And then I went to do this and I was like, wait a minute. That looks like the pattern for the mind-blown illusion thing is for that new way of gear saw. Let me see. It is, right under my nose. So the mind-blown illusion idea is like this. Good night, everybody. Good night. But it's also the new gear saw. This way, that way. This way, that way. That way. And then here's the original way to do it. Where the square's here, not back there. And you do it like that. It looks the same, but it's different. I was going to do something else I was going to do. Oh well, figure it out later on. Here's AVAC feed keeper pattern. Then if I add my mix, checkerboard mix. Yeah, it's all mixed, and then I do it again. which puts it back to the IDIVAC speed to remove. I can use that for any pattern. I can go like that. Spin it. Do it again. And then look for the pattern. Oh no! See, I forgot to double check. See, when I do this pattern, I forget that there's other patterns that's the same. What I should have did is remember the color that I did. That way I would have known right away instead of just looking for it. And because of that, I think I just messed up. I think I did because I don't see the pattern anywhere. I'm sitting there trying to do this quick and not thinking. That's the problem. I really messed it up. Sometimes I mess up, I can put it back without solving it. I just put the corners together. But I can tell by this pattern that I've really messed it up. I mean, I might have it half done, see? Oh well, solve it again. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. That's right. Because more than likely, yeah, you have to do the vertical all the time. Whereas, once in a while you might have to do twice once for the diagonal way. Okay. Now this pattern, to my knowledge, I came across this myself. Because normally I'd have to do that pattern, that if it's up here and do the same thing and do it twice. But I just thought, wait, what if I just did this? Ding, ding. And I got it quicker. And this is my pattern to put the metals in. I used the same pattern for the whippet, the missing link, Arnold Group missing link. But at the dollar store it was called Monkey Do, the pocket version. Originally the Rubik's Cube was called Magic Cube, and then it became Rubik's Cube. I'm glad they call it Rubik's Cube. That's named after the creator of it. Okay, this is over here. Let me try some. See what this does. Okay, I got 3 sides done, except for, oh okay, I know what it does. I'm about halfway there. Dun, dun, dun. There. Okay. The slow motion follows Stephen Bondage. Okay. Then do my checkerboard. Okay. Then do it again. And then do, no, that's not it. That looks like it's it. I hope it is. Imagine it 20 moves away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. And if I do the Stephen Grundy's instant solve, or toss-up solve, or in the bag solve, or behind the back solve, alright, but add my checkerboard, 1, 2, 3, Stephen Grundy's spin, 1, 2, 3, and I forgot which one it is. I gotta make sure I should have paid attention what 2 and 2, because there's more than 1 2, and I didn't pay attention. And I know that ain't it, because it doesn't match up. So it's gotta be one of these, not that one. If I would have remembered right away, I would know. This looks like it's it. Yeah. Now if I would have remembered it was white, I would have known. That's important to memorize the colors, that way we can get it done quicker. Because if I go like this, okay, remember it's red, so it'll be red. So I'll just look for the red. See, it's much quicker when you memorize the colors. Alright, and I decided to just talk about do it, that way you'll see the difference in the speed solving it. Here's the Chikamichi solve. And here's the Stephen Brundage version of it. It kind of looks the same, but slightly different. Then that Apple Juggler added an extra thing to it, to the, not the Stephen Brundage one, but the Chikamichi one. And then I can do my checkerboard next, and it looks even more mixed. That's pretty cool. I could even do a Stephen Brundage mix and do the same thing. Alright, make it even more mixed. And then still looks mixed. Pretty good mix. I think it's even more, it's still a mix. And I do it again. And it's solved. It's pretty clever. I tried to do it even more of a mix, and I can solve it too, but it doesn't look as a mix as when you do it 2 times. You do it 3 times, it's mixed, but you also see a T and an O and I think an H, something like that. But I guess it's okay, yeah. I guess if I did the checkerboard mix, it would look even more mixed, and then I would do the checkerboard again, and then look for the certain pattern I'm looking for, and then do it. Okay, and then we're back to where we need, and okay, one more, and then it's done. I guess I could do that, just to add for effect. Here's the Greatest Young Solve Expansion Solve. I like that title because we plan to expand the church, a 5-phase thing, 5-phase plan. Allergy, I tell you. The heat index enforcement is going to get up into the 90s, into the 100s. Oh boy, it's going to be burning hot. Alright. Especially since the sun is now extra hot and it's white and not yellow. And the ozone layers, particular Earth's layers, open enough so that the bad red sun rays come in, so they bounce off and go back in outer space. Because it's God's timetable. Alright. We're in the end times. Okay. All we need is the rapture. Raptura means taken up. Okay, what was I going to do? Oh no. The expansion solve. How are we doing? Greatest Young expansion solve. then I'll do my own mix. Looks like a good mix. And I'll do it again. Alright. Code expansion solve, but Craig Pitty, and I think Ryan Pitty suggested it's the same thing. They call it a slow motion color solve. So the spectator could pick a color, and then slowly they would see their color come in to view, just like that. Then you show the whole thing done. Now, Stephen Brundage's color change is this. Say they say orange. Oh yeah, do my mix. And it's all mixed all around, and you just I gotta find where I need to go. Where it is. I know it's here somewhere. Wow, I really mixed it now. I gotta think. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I'd say you picked orange, right? And I go, watch, as your color slowly comes into view. Not only that, the whole cube solved. See, I can go either way. And I already did the gear solve and all that. Seems like I forget one. Well, yeah, I could do it behind the back if I wanted to. Show it mix. And then, what was it? I did the slow mo solve. Minus 20 moves away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I could take it up a notch and do my mix. Do the spin, the Stephen Brundage, and then gotta look for some. No, it's not it. It looks it. Matter 20 moves away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I do the Gregory Wilson, Mark Wilson, Mike Wilson, and their youngest son, Greg Wilson. Greg Wilson created Rubicon. Okay, and Dooney Toon on YouTube shows how to make this pattern, because it makes, anyway. But probably you can use any color, but I just use the color that Dooney Toon suggests. I can't think what I was going to do. Oh, no. And then I do my mix. Let's do the Stephen Brundage spin. Do the mix again. And then show it really mixed good. All these mixes you can do the thing like I did with a dice a long time in the 70s and 80s. And I just applied it to the Rubik's Cube, because the lecture video of Stephen Brundage Cube 3, he doesn't teach how to do that, but you have to figure it out on your own, which I knew how to do. I did that with a dice before, and now, you know, I just applied that to the Rubik's Cube. I'll get my mind to gear in a minute. Okay. And so, there's a 6 pattern solve, but I ain't mastered it yet. that juggler guy eats apples and juggles at the same time. I got his name, Apple Bite Juggler, whatever. He taught some neat things. I know there's probably another pattern I'm just not thinking. What other pattern did I do? Unless I did them all, and I'm thinking I didn't do them all. But maybe I did do them all. I guess I could try the Chekimichi saw behind my back. I know it'll work. And so with the Gregory Wilson one, because I've done that. But I haven't done the Chekimichi behind my back. I'm pretty much sure, just like the Steamer Bundy's version, I could do the same thing. Let me try it. Okay, it's mixed. Alright. I did it right, it should be done. Yeah, I can do it behind my back. That's cool. I don't know how I'm going to do the cups and balls. I'd have to have the camera higher up, I think. I don't know, because if I do it on the bed, I don't know if you can see, because if I go like cups and balls, I guess I could try it, but I don't know. It's a nice gold collar. Bob Schofield was nice to get that for me. See, it's got a dark collar to it. Anyway, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'll try it. Here goes anything. Nice, kind of soft in a way. I'll try this. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see me laying this down or not. Take this one, put it here. I don't know if it's going to stay while doing this because the bed's going down on an angle. I don't think it's going to work. I'll hold it there then. There. This goes on top. It went to the bottom. Okay, next. This goes here. This goes here. Put that on top of that on top. I don't know. Now there's two. Here, this goes here, this goes here. I'll take this one here, I'll put it in my hand, and then Now there's 3. Let's try this again. It's really hard to do. See, this goes here, and this goes over here. Put this right here. I'll take this one and go like this. Boom. It's not here. It transferred over here. Here's all 3 of them. Anyway, that's probably the only way I can do it right now. Well, probably. Oh well, put it back in the bag. I'm going to have to find a better way to do this. That's the best way I can do it right now. I'm going to put this back in the Ziploc. Some story had a good idea to put everything in a Ziploc bag. Eventually we're going to have a 4-door garage, get rid of the barbed wire and fencing for the buses, so that we'll have like a garage that locks things up to keep from people stealing converters. And we'll have more surveillance cameras everywhere, from the front to the back to the side, even night vision. And we'll have more cameras everywhere in the church, so everybody will be safe. And we'll still have a lot of security guards to keep an eye on everything. And the picnic area, where the pavilion is, going to be a playground for the kids. It's going to look just like City Park with soft mats. Portsmouth City Park, they got the idea of that. We're looking at the City Park setup, and we'll have windows all down so the parents can look at the kids, keep an eye on them, and move the pavilion and the picnic table at another location. We got rid of the old picnic tables that are wood, and we got a plastic, so they should last long and the water resistant. But the metal's on the bottom, just hopefully they sprayed it with water resistant spray. Anyway, well, that's going to be a new location, and they're going to move the pond, make it like a bigger area, but more further back. And the new church will be more towards the back, upwards, to fit 700 people. And Bob Scopa said, you know how Chrysler Hall in Norfolk is when we've seen the Copperfield show? Yeah, that's how it's going to look. I go, wow, that's neat. And we'll have a new baptistry to baptize people once they get saved and follow, because after they get saved, they follow believers in baptism. Baptism don't save you, taking the Lord's Supper don't save you, but it's just, just a routine you're supposed to do, but you have to get saved first. And that's John 3:16, for God, I can't even say it right now. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth him shall not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16, Holy King James Bible. And that means asking Jesus to forgive you of your sins and come in your heart and save you. And you gotta really mean it, because God knows the heart. And once you do that, the Holy Spirit comes in your life, and old things have passed away, behold, all things have become new. stuff that you used to want to do, you don't want to do it no more. And once saved, always saved. You never lose salvation. You may backslide, like the prodigal son did, but you come back to Jesus and He takes you in. But the church we're at now, that's going to be the new fellowship hall and a first aid place. And there'll be a men's shower area and a ladies' shower area. Because when you do all that workout for pickleball and other activities, plus the teens can use it, so when the kids that come play basketball, they can be a good witness to them. Because from when we first had the outside basketball court, it was on the other side of the church, and kids would just come there and play, and then other teens would come and try to witness to them, and then we moved it over on the other side now of the parking lot in front, but towards the back, and there's kids that like to play basketball there and come in and drink some water at the water fountain. And Jason and everybody likes to be witness to them. But when you get this new fellowship hall with the gymnasium in it, we never had a gymnasium before. We always used Sweet Haven's gymnasium. And youth director Mark Taylor said that it's only fair that Sweet Haven folks can borrow our gymnasium because we use theirs. Yeah, that's no brainer.
Look like warm.
We stopped that. You're going to turn into a pickle. All that pickle ranch dressing. How many did you get? 5 of them?
Not 2.
You only got 2 this time?
I got more here.
Oh, well, how many you got all together? 7?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Well, you know you got a lot then. Anyway. It's going to be a big planned event to expand the church. And God did it all. Even Jason Smith even said that someone asked, how did all this get done? And said, it wasn't any of us. God did it, not us. We've got the digital sign done, and we got a golf cart that sits 12 people and has light. It's battery powered to save on gas. It makes it easier than people using their own trucks and vehicles circling around to keep track while the church is going on. That's wasting gas. So we just use a battery powered 12 seater, and if someone needs to get to the church, then they pick them up and take them a ride. I've taken a ride. Pastor Cole's taken a ride. Mrs. Story got a ride. Yeah, everybody's friendly at our church. Even if we're going to or coming out of the church, Bob and Roy are cracking up, having a good time. And that's how the Post family came, because Brian Post said, hey, what's the name of that church on their van? Good News Baptist. That's the church we need to go to. They're friendly, I can tell. And then later on, they joined the church and became members of the church. And on top of that, Ryan did a good old man in a Christmas play, like a Scrooge idea. And Cecil Lee was kind of part of it, because in a Christmas play a long time ago in the 80s, Bob Scofield was the portal with the pocket watch, and Mark Taylor played a teenager with a beanie hat with a propeller on it. That's the one that Cecil Lee after that Christmas play, he got saved. He asked Jesus in his heart and got saved. And now he's a member of the church. And his son's saved. And his wife's saved and everything. The Lowrys brought him to good news. Mr. and Mrs. Lowry. They're a great soul winner folks for the Lord. And they do just like Bob Schofield. They go to the bank, they put the soul winning track along with the money up the chute so that the people get the plan of salvation. And Bob does the same idea, plus if he goes to restaurants, fast foods, and if he goes to the drive-thru, he hands a soul winning track to him as he's getting his meal. Pastor Bogert at Sweet Haven did the same thing when we went to men's prayer breakfast, leave a soul winning track. One time they didn't have one, and I said, well, I got one. Well, it says good news on it. That's okay, just use that, don't matter. So they let me know if you're a Sweet Haven one, you can lay a good news one, and if you're a good news one and you don't have the good news on you, but you have a Sweet Haven one, then lay that one down too. It don't matter. It's the plan of salvation, no matter what. I remember we used to have one that had Ronald Reagan's plan of salvation message on it. Okay, he explains how he got saved. Ronald Reagan, born again Christian. He's an actor. He's a cowboy. He's a president. And he thought of the Star Wars program where you have lasers as weapons. And now we're doing that just like Israel. And Trump wants to have a force shield like Israel for planet Earth. Same back time, same back channel. We're going to have a food pantry, and it's going to have like a mini fellowship hall in there. We're going to have a lot of mini fellowship halls. And for the missionary family and for evangelists and their family, the second floor will be turned into a bedroom and a shower and all that stuff. We'll have an elevator that goes up, but children can't go up on it, just adults only. I don't know how that's going to work because, children, they're going to want to have fun with it. I guess we'll see how that plays out. But everybody else takes the stairs, not the adults. And that way it saves on money for the people visiting, like evangelists and their family, or just evangelists by themselves, or a missionary and missionary and their family. They don't have to stay at a hotel, motel. They can stay here at Good News. And that's going to be another phase we're going to do. And then the teens and the office area upstairs will be downstairs somewhere. And the food pantry is going to be moved to another location. And then we'll have a mini fellowship area for that. And we'll have another area for the teens, but still have the main gymnasium. And Pastor Asher said, Mike Asher said, now the ladies, since it's going to be a new nursery, they can choose how they want it, because it is their nursery. And Jennifer mentioned that, and my mom, Darlene Page, said, yeah, they should. And said, did they get the rug up? Because it's kind of confusing when you put, and Bob's going to say, I think they did. I said, well, I told my mom they did, I'm pretty much sure. And anyway, I said, the children's area wing is done, and eventually there's going to be a lot of ideas going on. There's going to be 2 welcome centers in the foyer, because we'll have more people, so you need foyer. And we're going to start the bus ministry again, like bringing back the 1970s again. That's how we came to church, and a lot of people. including Susan Abbott, that was named Susan Dutkus, and a lot of kids that are now going to that church, they're now adults and have kids of their own, and they still remember me doing that pen to the quarter. A lot of people do. Even Mark Tittle will be going somewhere and say, Bill, there was one kid that used to go to our church on the bus, and he remembers you doing that pen to the quarter. That's good that I still have the pen to the quarter. It might not be the original one. I think I went through 3 of them already. This one I'm trying to make it last longer. It costs more now than when it did a long time ago. It costs around $50, whereas in the 80s it only cost probably $27.95 or something like that. I don't know why it went up. The thing is revealed on YouTube everywhere, so I don't know why the price has gone up. Even the Masked Magician showed how to do it. But anyway, even the Mr. Magician showed how to do it. But in his version, he showed how to do the 50-cent piece version. Before learning the secret, I thought that it was a hollow coin, a real coin but hollowed out, and it was a milled cut circle in it, and when you put the pen or a cigarette or chopstick, round chopstick through, this